Ladies as well as gentlemen, Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone arena action. Now I have a little bit of an announcement to make, so bear with me before we get going. I've actually played a lot of arenas today, and the reason that I played so many is because they all sucked. Well, there was one that was good, and then the last two were just terrible. So I have a policy on this channel, which is that I will post all of my runs, win or lose. However, there must also come a point at which folks get tired of watching somebody lose terribly in the arena. Because one of the, I think, main draws of my channel, and the main reason I made this channel in the first place, is that I wanted, for there to be a place on YouTube where there are people playing, videos of people playing Hearthstone well, and doing a skilled job performing in the arena specifically. So I feel like if I post lots of videos of failure, that's kind of going against the mission of the channel. So let me know in the comments what you think, whether you want to see those failed runs or not, and I'll be happy to post them. But if, however, you know what, you're like, alright, that's enough failure from Papa Boris, let's go ahead and see the good stuff, then that'll be totally fine, and we will just pretend that those two runs never happened. Now, we did... The two failed runs were actually as Warrior and as Mage, so in case the masses speak and want me to post those videos, let's go ahead and do Rogue. We have not done this in a while, and we'll see what we can get. Well, we're kicking off with an average rare, an unplayable rare, and a really, really terrific rare. This is a very tricky card, the Perdition's Blade. So the battle cry is 1 damage, combo is 2 damage. Now, the thing that you have to remember with Perdition's Blade is this is one of those combos cards that you don't necessarily need to combo, because you can play it, deal a damage to something, and then attack right away with the weapon for a total of 3 damage. That's kind of cool. So keep that in mind when you play with Perdition's Blade. Here we've got some junky stuff, and then an Iron for a Grizzly. That'll be terrific. Oh man, this is a tough call. So the Flesh-Eating Ghoul has the potential to get out of control and win you games, but Fan of Knives is removal. It clears out the Paladin's 1/1s, it clears out the Violet Teacher's 1/1s, it kills out any other creatures that you might have damaged previously, and it draws you a card. I'm going to trust my instincts and grab the Ghoul. I think the Ghoul has a lot of potential, and it's important to pass on that. Now, why couldn't Fan of Knives be here? Oh, Jesus. If Fan of Knives were here, that'd be great. That's a little bit of bad luck starting out this draft. Well, starting out this draft, we had good luck getting Perdition's Blade, but a little bit of bad luck that this is all a bunch of trash. We're going to take the Bloodfin Raptor. It's pretty much the only playable card there. Fan of Knives appears again with another good card this time. Okay, the Brewmaster is great. At the moment, I have nothing that needs to go back into my hand, so we'll take the Fan of Knives here. I can't pass on 2 of them. Alright, well, these cards are sort of mediocre. This one's terrible. It just dies to the Mage's Hero ability. I don't know why Blizzard even printed a card that was this bad. And then the Ironforge Rifleman's alright, but the Cult Master for some card draws is nice. We'll get that. Oh my goodness! Wow, that's a tough decision. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. This is hard, because Perdition's Blade is obviously amazing, but the Gadgetzan Auctioneer for Rogues is so good. Currently, I don't have anything other than Fan of Knives, but, I mean, we can expect to get some Shivs, Backstabs, Eviscerates, maybe not all 3, but at least some number of them together. I'm going to trust my instincts, grab the Gadgetzan Auctioneer. It can be really, really good. Deadly Poison works well with Gadgetzan Auctioneer. It's like a poor man's Fiery War Axe. Hero ability plus Deadly Poison is 3 mana, and you have a Fiery War Axe, so that is terrific to see. These are all valid choices here. Defias Ringleader, he's not the must-pick that he was before getting nerfed. I think the Owl is legitimate competition for him. And the Frostwolf Warlord can be good. But we'll take the Defias Ringleader here. It's nice to have at least one in your deck, but I'm not going to be taking every single one I see. Well, we got 2 pieces of... I'm running out of synonyms for trash heap garbage piles, and then SI Agent is great, so we'll be happy to pick that up. Blade Flurry is one of those cards that can be absolutely amazing, because it's like the only global removal spell that deals damage to just your opponent's stuff and your opponent direct. At the moment, unfortunately, this is just deal 1 damage to all enemies unless I have Deadly Poison. Then it's still 3 damage to all enemies, but I have to have Deadly Poison or else it sucks. We'll take the Master of Disguise. A 4/4 for 4 is fine, and sometimes giving something stealth can be really, really good. Okay, Sap can be an absolute ball breaker of a card, especially if you're trying to play aggressively. But we'll take the Booty Bay Bodyguard here. It's average, it's mediocre, but it is Taunt, and Taunt is nice to have. Ah, Backstab. I think my last Rogue Arena I had no Backstab, and that was sad. Shadow Step is nifty, but Eviscerate is pretty much a must-take. Eviscerate, still a must-take. Dark Red Dwarf is incredibly good. Be happy to grab that up. Sad that I took the Fan of Knives earlier. I'm gonna take another Flesh-Eating Ghoul. I mean, that just has so much potential, it's crazy. So Conceal is a very good spell, especially with Gadsden Auctioneer. You can, like, get your opponent down to a half-dead state, Conceal, and there's nothing that they can do about dying. But Betrayal is really good removal, and a lot of people don't play around it. So I'm going to take the removal card rather than the Heidi card. 2 Cult Masters, that's a bit greedy. Shadow Stepping is actually really nice on the Auctioneer. Is it good for anything else? It's good for this guy. It's good for this guy, although it's not that great. I mean, it just gets you a free 2-1, basically. So it's like a 2-1 for 0 mana. I mean, it'll draw you a card. Raid Leader is just so mediocre. We'll try the Shadow Step out. We're getting an Epic here. We can get Unplayable Junk, a 3/3 for 3, or a Kidnapper. Now, the Kidnapper is an awkward card, to say the least. 6 mana is a lot for a 5/3. I mean, this dies to most 2-drops. But if you do combo it out, it can be really ball-breaking. We'll try it out, just because the other cards are unplayable. Generally, it's not a card I'm excited about. So I can take a Silence, or I can take the best 2-drop in the game. Well, without any Shattered Sun Clerics, this isn't that exciting, so we will make sure we grab a Silence here. Assassinate is a very important card. That's another card I didn't see any of in my last draft. Alright, now here I'm going to make a difficult decision. I've already got 2 Eviscerates. I've actually got a lot of poison. Or, excuse me, a lot of removal. Backstab, Deadly Poison, Betrayal, that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5 with these double Eviscerates, 6 with the Perdition's Blade, 7 with the Fan of Knives, that'll kill something, and the SI Agent makes 8. Plus the Assassinate is 9, that'll kill anything. So we have enough removal. I want to make sure we've got creatures, and the Chillwind Yeti is friggin' amazing, so I'm going to take it. Spiteful Smith is amazing for rogues. If it's enraged, then your hero ability becomes a Fiery War Axe, which is free. I really don't think this deck can support 2 Cult Masters, so we're going to go ahead and grab the best 2-drop in the game. And this is a pick we have to think about. Too many 2-drops and you can run into trouble. We've already got a lot. 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess we have 3, huh? Just 3, and then some removal. So just 3 2-drops? I don't know. Be nice to have some late game, though. What do we have for late game? 1, 2, kind of, 3. Be nice to get some big cards. Well, the Frost Elemental is going to be my pick, then. It's only 1 power less than the Lord, but it has a really good ability that's better than the Taunt, I think. We have another chance to take some more removal, or a really good 5-drop. Well, since I just took a good 6-drop, we'll go ahead and grab some removal here. Deadly Poison is really nice, but we'll take the Eviscerate. It's more damaging. Wow, another Backstab? Yes, please. Even better than Fan of Knives. This guy dies so easily. I don't know how excited I am about taking him, even though I could use some more late game. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures that are 5 or more. The Acidic Swamp Ooze is an out against weapons, which could be nice. We'll take it. We'll take it just to have that out. I'm so sick of dying to weapons. Alright, the Head Crack is horrific. Mana Addict is terrible. It's going to have to be the Wild Pyromancer. So this draft has a lot of removal, which is good, and a variety of removal, which is nice. We got kind of all the rogue removal cards, so we have the variety, which is good. However, it has, I think, too many 2-drop creatures for my liking and not enough beef at the end. But it's got enough endgame cards. I think I should be able to hang in there. Nua, the Hunter. Alright, well, the Cult Master were probably a little bit early to the party. We'll send her or it back. And the Master of Disguise... I'll send that back as well. It increases the odds of my getting a Defy String Leader, because I do have the coin. No such luck, and crap. We mulligan 2 4-drops, and we get 2 5-drops. That is not encouraging, to say the least. Kidnapper, also not very encouraging, although... amusingly enough, I could actually play coin on turn 5, play him, that triggers combo, and then we can pop back a creature. Alright, well, here I'm not going to coin out the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, that doesn't seem worth it. We're going to just dagger up and see if this is Explosive Trap. It isn't. So this could be any other trap except for Explosive Trap, because your hero attacking the opponent hero doesn't trigger most traps. Scavenging Hyena. Well, there's a couple things I could do. I could Eviscerate, and just kill it. Or I could spend the coin and use the SI Agent to kill it that way. Well, I'm wasting the coin, but I guess I'd rather waste the coin than waste an Eviscerate, and this does put a creature onto the board. So we're kind of abusing the, Is this a snipe? Okay. So the fact that it's snipe is unfortunate, but that's life. I would say that was actually one of the best snipes I've ever seen. So now we don't have the coin for Gadsden Auctioneer or for the Kidnapper, which is sad. But we do get to play Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and that... oh man, that doesn't really hold up against most 4-drops. I could actually be in a heap of trouble here. Maybe I should have used the Eviscerate, but then again, whatever I played was going to die. Okay, my opponent obliges me by not having anything to do for 4 mana, which is very fortunate. Let's go ahead and play that Flesh-Eating Ghoul. We got the Shadow Step, which is cool, so you can play the Auctioneer, Shadow Step him, draw a card, put him back into your hand. He costs 3 mana, and then the following turn you can play him again, and maybe have it be easier to play cards afterwards. Okay, well, let's take a look at the situation here. My opponent didn't have anything other than a Deadly Shot to kill my Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and then a Steady Shot. So I'm going to definitely play the Auctioneer. I think it's more important to get him down than the Spiteful Smith. So the question is, do I keep him on here? What will really kill him? If nothing's going to kill him, then it's kind of silly to Shadow Step him. Alright, what would kill him? So, Explosive Shot. That would be kind of expensive. Argent Commander would be the best way to kill him. Yeah, that would actually suck. Then I wouldn't be able to combo out an Eviscerate, actually, to kill him off. I'd have to use an Assassinate. That would be my whole turn. That would suck if he had an Argent Commander, but that's a rare. Wolf Rider doesn't quite do it. Wolf Rider plus Shattered Sun Cleric. Wolf Rider plus Direwolf Alpha. I mean, there's a fair number of things that will kill him. You know what? Let's just play it safe. Let's just Shadow Step and draw a card. So on my next turn now, he only costs 3 mana, so I can play him in and Eviscerate. That isn't going to kill a lot of 6-drops, though, which is a bit sad. But if my opponent doesn't have anything good, well, that's actually a really good card. Ah, jeez. Now I really wish that I had just kept this guy on the board. Yep. So let's see, with 6 mana, I can play this, Eviscerate. I don't have enough for a dagger to finish it off. Pulse X. Well, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to play the Spiteful Smith in that case. It's a bit scary that my opponent's beasts charge, especially if he has a Savannah Highmane. But if he doesn't have anything wacky like that, this guy does hold up against the Rhino, and then my dagger becomes super good. Animal Companion, that's going to charge no matter what it is. The bear is a bit scary and unfortunate. That is very bad. I am officially now in a lot of trouble. Oh, God. Well, I think the best thing is... Betrayal's actually looking quite good here. Yep, we're going to do it. We're going to play that for 3 mana. We're going to play Betrayal on this. My opponent was wise. Well, actually, my opponent didn't get to choose where that went, so it was fine. So that happens. And what I'm going to do is actually dagger up. And... oh, this guy just got played. Yeah, I'm going to dagger up and kill the Houndmaster. It's a bit scary. My opponent's beasts continue to have charge. I guess instead of daggering, I could have used Eviscerate and then used... but then I can't dagger, right? So there's no way that I could have killed the Rhino. So my opponent's beasts get to charge for another turn. There's the Argent Commander, which in fact I was afraid of. I'm a little bit low on life here, which is kind of scary. So we're going to have to do some desperate measures. Okay, first of all, I don't want to... so before this came along, I was thinking of doing Spellbreaker to silence the charging on this. That combos out Eviscerate, and will let me kill that thing. But then it also combos out the other Eviscerate, and I can kill both when I throw in the dagger. So maybe the Flesh-Eating Ghoul makes more sense. This guy doesn't really make sense. Alright, so we're going to do the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Eviscerate number 1. Eviscerate number 2. Use the dagger to finally end that menace and pass the turn. So I have card advantage against my opponent. I'm at 14 health, which is bad because hunters do deal damage to every turn. So I really can't attack any more creatures. I now have enough mana that I can actually play the Wild Pyromancer and the Kidnapper to pop something back into my opponent's hand. That's not the most impressive thing to pop back. I was hoping for a big expensive creature, like that one, for example. Well, let's think. So, if I play the Wild Pyromancer, Backstab will actually kill this bear. And then I could also play the Kidnapper, pop the Lord back. I think that's what we have to do here. Assassinate seems too slow to me. I am very vulnerable now to Explosive Trap. Yeah, we're going to want that guy in the middle. Nope, that actually doesn't matter. Wait, it does. I don't want my opponent to kill my Kidnapper and my Flesh-Eating Ghoul, so we're going to put him over here. And we're going to swing for 5 damage. Well, we have a chance at winning this game. Thanks to our butt tons of removal. I have to admit, if I picked a Chillwind Yeti over an Eviscerate, had I drawn him, I'd probably be losing. Flare doesn't do anything here. My opponent's just fishing for answers. That's good. It means he had nothing good to do with his hand. I still have an Assassinate as backup if he does choose to replay the Lord, which would be nice. That would be pretty much ideal for me. Shatters and Cleric, that is even more ideal. So now I get to assassinate that thing and swing for 11 damage. Now one thing that needs to be considered is the Cult Master. I could play the Cult Master and run this Pyromancer in. Yeah, because the Assassinate's going to... Once I assassinate this, everything's going to take a damage. So yeah, I need to play the Cult Master. Run the Pyromancer in. Draw a card, see what I get. Booty Bay? Okay. No, we'll just assassinate that. Do I want to trade this Kidnapper? You know what, I'm just gonna trade it. That'll protect my Cult Master here. Draw me a card. Get this Flesh-Eating Ghoul really big and swing for 9 damage. So I hope you can see why I'm always so torn about those Flesh-Eating Ghouls. It's really ridiculous how much damage this one creature is dealing, and it only costs 3 mana. Tundra Rhino will get to finish off the Ghoul, but it draws me a card. I guess he didn't have any removal for the Ghoul, or else he obviously would have killed the Cult Master. Flare, that's a bit of a mistake. My opponent should have definitely done that first, given that he has 10 mana. He might have drawn a multi-shot or some kind of a better answer. See, now he could have actually killed my Cult Master first. But because he chose to draw cards later, he's not going to get to do that. Ah, Fan of Knives, how perfect. We will kill that thing and draw a card. Alright, what do we got? 7 mana here. Let's do that. And that. So I'm in good shape. 14 health, 7 turns away from being steady shotted, massive card advantage, massive board advantage. Nua the Hunter would have to get very, very lucky to pull a win out here. Hunter's Mark. What's he got here? Multi-shot. Ah, well that was everything that he had, so I'm okay with it. Okay, let's go ahead and... Well, you know, I really want to make sure I make it a dagger with Deadly Poison. So let's do that before I forget. And let's play a taunt in case of charging creatures. And let's just start swinging. So I've got 3, 6, 8 damage on my opponent. He is going to be in trouble unless he gets some really good stuff. I am a little bit low on life, but he's only got 2 cards. So dealing 2 damage to me a turn when I'm dealing 1 damage to him a turn and have creatures and more creatures is going to be difficult for him to deal with. Sea Giant. That's pretty scary. Good thing I have a taunt. Because otherwise I'd actually lose the game. Holy crap. Alright, there's a Chillwind Yeti that could have been an Eviscerate, which would actually have won me the game. Let's do that. Let's do this. You don't want to stealth your Taunter, by the way, because then the opponent can attack by it. What's really terrifying is that if my opponent has any kind of removal for this bear, then the giant plus steady shot will actually kill me. So we need there to be no explosive shots. No. That's not going to do it. Alright, wow, this bear saves me the game. Wow. Well, that was a little bit close, and I did have to use, like, really all of my best cards and tricks. So, whatever, we'll take the win. Today's been a bad day for Papa Boris. We will take any win we can get. I think this deck is decent. I think with decent draws and good opponents, we can make it the distance here. Let's go ahead and play our second game and see who we can come up against. There is lots of removal in this deck and a decent number of endgame creatures. There's the Frost Elemental there. There's some Chillwind Yetis, which cost 4 mana, but I kind of count them as endgame because a lot of times in the endgame, you know, you've traded everything away, and then a Chillwind Yeti just kind of rules the world. So I feel like my chances are good. Got a Dark Iron Dwarf in there for some buffing. So yeah, should be fine. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Up against a warrior. Cortez the Warrior, very fitting name here. Alright. I am first here. Well, this is a bit scary to keep because there's a chance he has a Fiery War Axe and I'll be off to a really slow start. So this guy is actually not getting comboed for a while. Let's actually send him back out. Let's see if we can get a 2-drop. Ah, that's actually a lot better. So now I've got my own weapon, which is nice. It's a bit unfortunate that I won't have anything to do on the second turn or the first turn. If my opponent coins out a move right now, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Looks like he's going to go for it. What is he coining out? Pine-sized summoner. Well, I can't kill it, so that'll get to live for a turn. Alright, well, I will kill it. That is a good card to kill. That's one of the strengths of the Pine-sized summoner. Even if you have nothing good to do, you're forcing your opponent to use good removal like Eviscerate, you know, which can deal 4 damage, but instead just deals 2. Alright, the Fairy Dragon I have 2 ways of dealing with. One way, because it cannot be targeted by this Eviscerate I just top-decked, is to play Flesh Eating Ghoul and let them trade. The other way is Perdition's Blade. I will actually do the Perdition's Blade. I can't target it, but I'm just going to target my opponent. And then whack. So again, I've said it before, but make sure you don't forget that Perdition's Blade does not need to be comboed to be good. I would say it's really the only combo card that does not need to be comboed to be extremely good. This deals 2 damage, which isn't that remarkable. Lots of 3-drops will survive it. Fiery War Axe. Touché, sir. Well, luckily for me, I don't care that much about Fiery War Axe. Why are you attacking me? Oh, man, this might be a newbie. You want to keep Fiery War Axes on hand here. Let's play a Chillwind Yeti. This survives Fiery War Axe. I will not waste my weapon. I will wait until such a time as I can kill a good creature with it. Bloodsail Raider is big. Heroic Strike will let him kill my Yeti. Luckily for me, I can combo out and Eviscerate and take care of this. No problem. Whew, the Gadsden Auctioneer is tempting, but now we're going to do this. Eviscerate number 2. Well, the Yeti could have been an Eviscerate, but I have to say the Yeti was better than an Eviscerate in that particular situation, because it got my opponent to use a Fiery War Axe and Heroic Strike. So basically, one use of the Fiery War Axe went to my face, and the other one, plus Heroic Strike, took out a Yeti, so the Yeti definitely got value. It basically took out 2 cards by itself. This Auctioneer is impressive. I could have taken something else. I remember this was a hard pick. I think oh yeah, this or another Perdition's Blade. At the moment I have no spells to use it with, but well, they're in here somewhere. And we've got stuff to do in the meantime. Against Warriors, it's not too scary to overextend. Ah, Arcanite Reaper. Okay. That is great. Well, what I could do is I could actually play the Bloodfen Raptor and then disguise it. That seems awfully silly. I don't want to play the Auctioneer because the Arcanite Reaper just does kill it. I don't want this Master of Disguise to die to the Arcanite Reaper either, but how am I realistically going to get rid of it is the problem. I could wait until I draw my ooze, but I think I would fall behind. Let's go ahead and play the Raptor. Let's disguise it. I wish I could give the disguise to her. You'd think the Master of Disguise would be pretty good at disguising herself. You'd think. And that is a very attractive lady. She's got awkward ears. But other than that, she looks pretty good. So anyway, the Arcanite Reaper will get to kill 2 creatures. I got my Flesh Eating Ghoul and the Master of Disguise, but my opponent took a fair bit of damage for that. Well, anyway, that's something. Raptor. So if I can combo this guy out, I'll be able to kill that Raptor. Or I can just use my weapon. Let's think. If I Frost Elemental and freeze my opponent, this Raptor gets to live another day, but I'd like to actually kill everything he has. So we'll do the Frost Elemental on him, yeah, I guess just on him. It doesn't make any difference, unfortunately. I'm just putting it down because it's big. We'll do this trade, we'll use my other tick of the weapon. So I waited, and it was finally worthwhile. So I'd say I'm in the lead. My opponent has a dinky weapon. It doesn't really matter too much against these creatures. Obviously, it plus other stuff will finish it off. My opponent's going to slam to draw a card. Still, the axe cannot quite kill it. Does he have the slam execute combo? No, he has an Azure Drake. Alright. Fair enough. Flesh Eating Ghoul. Well, this seems actually pretty good right now. We'll play it. We'll do this trade. Get my Flesh Eating Ghoul nice and fat. And we'll take a little bit of a risk. We'll play the Gadsden Auctioneer. There are a number of things that will kill it, but it's just really to have a 4/4 body on the board. That is a sad use of the Auctioneer, but we gotta just keep the pressure up. My opponent does have the edge. 4 cards plus a weapon. I only have 3 cards total. About to draw my 4th. So board advantage is all I got. Unless I can draw a spell and this thing lives miraculously, I'm not going to get to draw any more cards anytime soon. Well, I got the spell, any spells, plus Cult Master Slam. Alright, my opponent's going to kill it. Shit! He gets to draw another card. Jesus. And of course he still has his whole turn. Ballsacks. Bibbidi bobbidi ballsacks. Well, the lucky thing is that the Gurubashi Berserker is not a thing that killed my Flesh Eating Ghoul just now. But the unlucky thing is that my opponent got to kill my dude. Well, we're gonna play this. And I'm actually gonna play this. I'm not gonna hit the Gurubashi with it. I'm just gonna hit my opponent direct. So we're basically trying to race my opponent out. I'm threatening lethal damage here. With what he has on the board, he can kill my Buribe bodyguard, but then he'll just die. So I'm threatening lethal. These cards cannot just be generic creatures. They have to be something with taunt, or they have to be removal, or else my opponent will lose. Unfortunately, warriors gain life faster than I can deal damage with my dagger. Husting Adventure, I don't care about. Execute, I still don't actually care about. This weapon cannot kill either of my guys, and even if it could, he's still taking the damage. So he's got 5 mana to hold the fort. Oh man, this game is down to the wire. Fiery War Axe does not save him, because if he kills a creature, he's still taking the damage to the face. My opponent does not seem to appreciate this fact. Does he have something with 3 mana to actually save himself? He does not appear to. Alright, so he just had a weapon and creatures. Whew. Alright, well, we scrabble out 2 wins, but you know what? It's better than my last arenas have been going, so I will take it and I will like it. Thank you so much for watching this video, the start of a promising draft. If you enjoyed it, please like and or subscribe. The rest of the games are going to be coming up soon, and I shall see you later. Till then.